Hello guys, what's going on? Welcome back to my videos. It's to bring you guys the worst two best Akuma in Shindo Life. Now if you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button to click for more. Also, feel free to leave your opinions on the Akumas in the comments below. I do read every comment and reply to them eventually. Anyways guys, get right into the video. Coming in 7th is going to be the regular Akuma. Now obviously the regular Akuma is the worst one, but the regular Akuma is actually nothing to scoff at. It actually can go up to an insane full Susanoo. You can actually get a full Susanoo with the regular Akuma. It does drain less mode than normal, but obviously like the regular Akuma, it won't be as good as the other ones. But as you guys can see, I have this like really amazing pink Susanoo right here. The first ability is a Genjutsu ability. It does not last that long, but keep in mind it is a Genjutsu. It is practically the exact same as Bankai, but worse. Now the third ability of Akuma is literally, it's an ability that pretty much it makes people revert their controls. So if they go forward, it will make them walk backwards. If they go backwards, it will make them walk forwards. Also, it is a Senbon ability, so it does have different projectiles that come out and hit them. Now the second ability is actually an auto dodge. It's going to go ahead and hit me. It is an auto dodge. It actually had its duration increased by a bit. It used to be about 1 second, and it was increased to actually 2.5 seconds now. So it actually did get buffed. So now Akuma is a lot better than it was before, and overall Akuma is a very good bloodline to have. It's probably one of the best starter bloodlines in the game. If you get stuck with Akuma, it's really nothing to scoff at all. Coming in 6th is going to be Satori Akuma. Now Satori Akuma is going to be coming 6th. In my personal opinion, this is the worst special Akuma in the entire game. Now this is for a multitude of reasons. It's mostly just because Satori's kit basically composes of a bunch of defensive abilities that other bloodlines actually do better. Now, both the Satori's auto dodges are actually now instant. The first one was changed to be instant. It does have one hand sign, but it is instant. You could use it while you're in combos and things like that. The third ability actually did get a damage buff recently. It used to be one of the best abilities in the game, but it did get a damage buff, which actually made the move a lot better. However, the C-Spec is quite literally just a move that people use to avoid things or run away. In my personal opinion, I don't view that as very good. And then the weapon spec used to be amazing, but actually did get a damage nerf. Pretty much Satori is just gonna be this low because it's literally just a defensive Akuma in my opinion, and other bloodlines, as I said before, just do that a lot better. Coming in 5th is going to be Riser Akuma. Now Riser Akuma is actually substantially worse than it was 2 updates ago. I'm going to go ahead and show you the reasons why Riser is just so bad than it used to be, but it still is better than Satori and the normal Akuma, obviously. So the first ability is actually an auto dodge, but they reduce the duration of it, so it does not auto dodge at the end of the auto dodge, and it also does not give you a speed boost after it's actually triggered. Not only that, but you lose the speed boost halfway through the ability. The third ability actually also got a major damage nerf. I actually am in mode and it only did 10k. It used to do it used to do 12k per proc, I'm pretty sure, in mode, and that is actually a huge difference. The C-Spec also only drains 1000 mode now, and the second ability was always one of the worst Genjutsus in the entire game. It doesn't last as long as other Genjutsus, and it teleports you to them, which can mess up your combos. And the weapon spec is pretty much just an empowered weapon spec. There's nothing much else to it. Riser overall is just a much worse KG than it used to be, and it's going to be 5th on the list, while 2 updates ago, it probably would have been 2nd or 1st. Coming in 4th is going to be Ryan Akuma. Now, the reason why Ryan Akuma is going to be coming into 4th is because that Ryan Akuma actually has a bunch of iframes. The third ability is actually an iframe move that does about 45k damage in mode. It's not bad. It also block breaks as well, which is a huge added bonus. Now, she's going to attack me. The first ability here is actually an auto dodge. When they attack you, it pretty much does a ragdoll stun and does a bit of damage. It doesn't really do that much damage overall, but it's a counter. What do you expect, right? And then the second ability here, the second ability is pretty much just a Shiver Chidori, but a lot worse. It's basically just a really bad Shiver Chidori. If you're into that sort of thing, go ahead, go for it. C-Spec is literally just the third ability, but in 1 proc instead of 3. And the weapon spec is almost the exact same thing as the third ability. Basically, Ryan Akuma is just a bunch of the same abilities overall, but all of those abilities that have the Susanoo out are actually iframes, which makes it extremely overpowered as a bloodline. Coming in 3rd is actually going to be Shindai Akuma. Now, the reason why Shindai Akuma is going to be in 3rd instead of 1st or 2nd is that Shindai is actually at a really weird place right now. The counter was actually removed off of the C-Spec and first ability. The counter was completely removed, and now the clones are just not as good as they used to be. Also, the damage was actually reduced on the clones a bunch of different times. So basically, the C-Spec and the first ability are worse in some ways and better than others, because the first ability was removed off of the auto dodge with the cooldown. The second ability is not very good in my personal opinion, but they did fix the chi cost, so now it does not drain nearly as much chi as it used to. So overall, that was a really big buff for the second ability. And then the actual counter was attached to the third ability. I do not understand this. They could have added it to the second ability instead of the third one. The third one is a stun where you have a counter attached to it as well. I don't understand it. I don't think many people understand it, but Shindai overall is going to be third on this list because the clones are still extremely useful in combos. Coming in second is going to be the most annoying bloodline in Shindo Life, Shiver AKUMA. Shiver AKUMA is obviously going to be second. It's basically like infinite stun simulator. You could pretty much keep someone infinitely stunned with Shiver AKUMA if you time all the abilities right. So she'll pop out, and then you hit him with the second ability here. And obviously I missed, but you could hit him with the second ability. Then after the second ability, you could hit him with the weapon spec. And then after the weapon spec, you know, pretty much just use the C spec, and then you can pretty much just run around, just be like, well, it's very nice in here. And then you pretty much just pop out, use the first ability again. You just repeat that over and over again. Not only that, but the third ability is a counter, and you guys just know how busted iframe counters are. She's gonna go ahead and attack me now, and you guys would just see, oh, but she was a little late there. You have to actually time it perfectly, but if you time it perfectly, it pretty much just does a Kamui stun. And it's overall just a really, really good bloodline. Probably one of the best Akumas in the game, which is why it's going to be second. Coming in first is going to be the only Akuma left, Bankai Akuma. Now, Bankai Akuma is going to be first for a multitude of reasons. First of all, the C-Spec, it only drains 1k mode now. It's the exact same as Riser, but the main difference is that there's actually a weapon spec for Bankai, which is a Chi Seal. It's pretty much just the C-Spec, but as a dash. And overall, it's a really good ability. The second ability here is one of the best stuns in the game. It's a 3-hand sign long stun genjutsu ability. And overall, it's one of the best stuns in the entire game for combos, especially. Third ability is an extremely easy to land damage ability. They actually reduce the amount of people it hits from 3 to 2, which is not much of a nerf for 1v1s, but in team fights, it actually is a major nerf. The first ability wasn't auto dodge. It was actually reduced to 2 seconds instead of 4. So it was reduced overall, just like Riser's was. But this one I feel is a lot better because you can use abilities during it. And yeah, Bankai is just overall extremely busted as an Akuma still. Funny enough, one of the devs actually said that Bankai was worse than Ryan Akuma. And while I could see it in some cases, I feel like if you're just fighting someone in RPG and competitive, Bankai will win 99.9% of the time. But yeah, guys, if you guys enjoyed this video, hit that like button, click for more. I'll see you next one, guys. Bye-bye.